What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode in the House of Suain. So as I'm on this hike, I'm in my thoughts, just thinking about my goals that I've accomplished or starting up right now. And I wanted to share my thoughts on what it takes to really develop good goals for yourself. You know, goals that'll nudge you out of your comfort zone. From goals that are small enough to help you create habits and discipline, to goals that'll scare you, but excite you at the same time, because if you can achieve that goal, then you'll come out a better person, a better version of yourself. And goal setting requires a mixture of the two. You need those small ones to help you, again, develop those good habits and that discipline, that resiliency. Then you also need to make sure you're creating those goals that scare the crap out of you a little bit. So I've got an acronym that, of course, I learned in the military, because that's where acronyms came from, I believe. Slight modification to what I learned, but I've made the modification just because, again, as I grow, my habits grow as well, or things that I believe in grow as well and change slightly. So why wouldn't this be the case either? But the acronym is SMART, right? You need to create SMART goals. We'll use this hike as the example. First, the goal needs to be specific. So in this case, I want to go on a 5-mile hike. Next, it needs to be measurable. Well, I put that in the specific part. I said 5 miles. So how do I measure 5 miles? Well, in this case, I got to do it, right? I got to hike 5 miles. So put a nice watch on or use my phone and I can measure that. So the A is what I've changed. I won't tell you what it was. I'll tell you what it is now. Changing it to accountable. So it's easy to make goals and tell them to yourself, but then it can also be very easy to push them aside when you feel like things are getting too hard. So I think the accountability part of a SMART goal is maybe letting someone that you trust know about this goal. Right? So tell someone you're close with, hey, I'm setting a goal for myself. I'm going to be doing this, and I wanted you to know to keep me accountable. Right? Just the idea of someone knowing you put yourself out there and you're trying to do something, that can be enough motivation right there to keep you pushing yourself when things get tough. I know with the 4x48 challenge I did a couple months ago, I ran the first 24 miles, and that was the halfway mark. And then I told myself I would post the fact that I was doing this challenge halfway through, just because I knew it was going to get hard for me. And I wanted to keep myself accountable by making it public to a lot of people. So people would ask me eventually, like, oh, hey, did you finish that challenge? Or, hey, how's it going? And I did not want to have to tell them, oh, I didn't finish it, So I needed that small boost right there, knowing that people knew I was trying to do that. So I did that so I could push myself through the goal. So I think accountability is a really important one. Next up is realistic. Is the goal realistic? I'm not going to go and tell myself today that, hey, I'm going to run an ultra marathon by next month. That's not realistic for me. It might not be realistic for many of us. So it's good to have goals that push you past your perceived limits, but also take into account there are some limitations, and maybe eventually I could run an ultra marathon, but in a month, no, that's not realistic. So, and last, you need to put a time limit, a time constraint. Let's say the next hike I want to go on a 15-mile hike with 50 pounds on me. Well, by when? right? I can say I want to do that, never put a time limit on it, and years down the road, I could just, look back, yeah, I did make that goal, but I never saw it through because I never put that pressure on myself. I never put that time constraint. So I think that's a good tool for you to have for setting goals for yourself. That's making SMART goals, right? So again, specific, measurable, accountable, realistic, and time constraint. So if you're not used to making goals for yourself, try to follow that acronym, that SMART goal acronym, and let it help you develop those good habits, that discipline, that resiliency, that understanding of what it takes to see a goal through. And then you get a couple of those wins under your belt, and then you start reaching for those goals that scare you a little bit more. Because we all need those goals in our lives. We need goals that scare us just a little bit. Where you're like, am I really gonna try to do this? You need that. You need that discomfort to creep up on you in the back of your mind. Not to scare you away, but to let you understand that you're about to start off on a journey that's gonna make you a better version of yourself in the end. And then once you accomplish that first scary goal, now you have even more understanding, even more experience, even more resiliency to take on the next goal and then the next goal, right? Because you don't just stop after one. No, it's the same way I don't stop after one hill in this beautiful area, right? Make it to the top of one hill, look around, appreciate it, love myself more for it. But then guess what? I need more. You need more. Stay out of that comfort zone. Enjoy the moments, of course. That's why you're doing it. You want to put yourself in better positions in your life. So enjoy the comforts, but don't get complacent in them. Move on to the next goal. There's gonna be some crappy times. There's gonna be some times where you kind of regret the decision to get yourself out of your comfort zone. Always make sure, look up, appreciate where you've put yourself. It might be a better place than where you started. But anyways, I'm gonna get back to it. But hopefully you can take some of this information, apply it to your own life. And again, it's all about making yourself better. From the smallest to the biggest aspects. So thanks again for watching. Until next time, in the House of Suain, take it easy.